Sir, is there any home assignment?
You will get the assignment today.
Today?
Please check your mail and Google Classroom also. Assignment is there.
Okay. No, what is the link of Google Classroom?
It's already shared. Already shared in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
And mail also.
Kalim sir. Hello, Kalim sir. Is there any duration, a specific duration for the teacher presentation?
All the things will be shared in the Google Classroom regarding the deadlines and
Everything is there in the Google Classroom. Instructions are there.
Okay, just check.
Okay.
Just check the Google Classroom. You will get all the things there. And hopefully she is going to join within 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Kalim sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I have a query
Yes, please.
regarding the video class that is to be uploaded by us.
Okay,
Sir,
we will discuss all these things after the lecture.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Very good morning to Dr. Kalim.
Good morning. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm sorry and apologize for the late connection.
No issue, ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a, I think, connectivity problem is what I'm also facing the similar things today.
Yeah.
Regarding the connectivity.
Yeah.
So
it is this.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Participants, our speaker has just joined us, and it's my honor to introduce Dr. Richa Kothari for today's talk on short-term course on biodiversity conservation and sustainable development. Dr. Richa Kothari holds the position of professor and head environmental science department at the Central University of Jammu. Her academic journey includes a significant tenure as a Wari Fellow at the Robert Waterford Food Institute, University of Nebraska, USA. Throughout her career, Dr. Kothari has assumed various important positions, including nodal officer for waste management cells, nodal officer for UGC scholarship cell at the University of Jammu, and she also served as a director of the Center for Comparative Religion and Civilizations. Her research endeavors are vast and impactful, focusing on bioenergy production methods, solar energy, waste water management technologies, and low-cost waste treatment technologies. Dr. Kothari successfully completed 4 projects as principal investigators and co-principal investigators, and delivered more than 20 invited lectures at the national and international platforms. Notably, her achievements include holding a patent in her name. She also authored numerous books as an editor, contributed book chapters, and published more than 100 papers in both national and international journals. With these impressive credentials, I am pleased to invite Dr. Richa Kothari to share her insights and expertise in today's second session of the short-term course on biodiversity conservation and sustainable development. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Kaleem, for the nice introduction of me and giving me this opportunity to interact with the versatile group of, as per the list provided by you, and that versatile group of our colleagues and the personals of the different streams. So thank you for giving me this opportunity and platform to share my views on the one of the emergent topic, that is sustainability or sustainability development goals. So I am going to start my PPT and sharing my PPT with all of you. That as per the instructions or the given by Dr. Kaleem, I think it is the 1 hour lecture and 30 minutes for the interaction session.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, network issue is going on. So should I stop my video? Video?
Yes, ma'am, that would be better.
You start your video and share the slides.
Yeah. Is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So there are different streams of the personals in the our group. I think all of known or hear about the term sustainable development goals. It is not new to anyone, because from the if we talk about the ancient time, sustainability is the part, or in the Indian culture, it is the emerge in the Indian culture. Whenever the Indian culture has established, we are working on the sustainability, because all of our ancient or cultural inventions or the interventions all are belongs to sustainable part. Whatever they have the scientific knowledge, technological upgradations in the that part, but all are belongs to sustainability. So we are starting with the basic thing. What is sustainable development? As the concept, we are known to that it is a concept that seeks to balance economic, social, and environmental considerations to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So this term is, I think, everyone clear to everyone that we have the resources, we have the reserves, but we have to use or consume that on the part of that we use in present, and then it will be available for future generations also, mostly our the human being generations. This economic, social, and environmental considerations emphasize the economic growth, social equity, and environmental protection to create a harmonious and balanced approach for the development of the country, development of the planet Earth, and development on the world level.
मैम आपने कितने नंबर की स्लाइड लगाई है?
थर्ड नंबर की,
थर्ड नंबर की
Actually, it's showing 14th slide.
हाँ
Slide
I
number
think
14 is under
madam, your
display.
slides are both frozen. It's not moving.
हाँ
oh,
नेशनल एक्शन प्लान ऑन क्लाइमेटिक चेंज, दैट इज द स्लाइड. इंडिया इनिशिएटिव टू
Yeah.
अचीव,
no,
दैट
no,
वन
no,
स्लाइड इज.
it's yeah,
हाँ
wait a minute. Now,
हाँ, now this is
Yes,
the first slide.
first slide
That's first slide we can see.
title and the affiliation of mine.
हाँ, yeah madam.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much to inform me. If something like that, then please inform me, because network issue, I am not able to coordinate this thing now.
definitely, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So as I discussed that this is I am on the now second slide, which is explaining the sustainable development concept, which belongs to balancing the economical part, social part, and environmental part. And these three is coordinations, or these three terms impact on different or direct or indirect impact on the human society, or the different dimensions of the for the planet Earth, in which environmental sustainability, the main objective of this first aspect is to protect nature and respect the planet resources. This is important because the potential impact of human activities totally, directly or indirectly impact the environmental impacts. So we have to focus first. It is a prime duty of every citizen to focus on the environmental sustainability part. Then the economic sustainability. If we control to take the steps to the environmental sustainability, then economic sustainability, it directly deal with the environmental sustainability, because if environment is in the equilibrium state, or with the well nourished with all the components, biotic and abiotic, definitely then economic sustainability we gain it in the long term structure. Then social sustainability. So all these three factors are interrelated to each other. If these three factors are in balancing state, then we can say that we are on the part of sustainable development. There are some key principles which contribute to the sustainable development section, that is economic prosperity. It means sustainable development directly belongs to economic growth and prosperity, which benefits all segments of the society. And if we whatever the resources or reserves we have, if we utilize in the sustainable part, or with the minimal consumption level as per our requirement, then prosperity is gained by on all sectors. Then the social equity, second principle, that is the one of the important principle, because social level is the one of the section which should be emphasized, or which should be taken care by all the communities, and all the particular to the human being community or the biotic community, because it will recognize the importance of social inclusion and equality. So to address the issues such as poverty, education, healthcare, and gender, this is the principle that we have to follow, the sustainable development principle. Fourth one is environmental protection. Again, one of the important principle of the sustainable development part. So in this, as the term and as we all know about that environment which is surrounding us, that is called, we called at environment. If we protect for ourselves, for our children, for our future generations, then definitely we will gain it, and we will get, because we have only one planet Earth on which we can live with the all biotic and abiotic components, in which that water is important, air, clean air is important, then wildlife or the our surrounding what we have, that is also one of the important section. Then clean land, or the whatever the land we have, it should be non polluted or non contaminated. So whatever the environmental factors we have which contribute to the our generations for long term, it should always in the prime focus. So direct or indirect impacts on the environmental sector by the anthropogenic activities, it should be minimized by the alternatives which are clean and clear in their technological part, as well as for the economic and social growth. Fourth key principle is intergenerational equity. It means sustainable development. Is it clear? It is. Hello.
Yes, clear, ma'am. Yes, it is clear. Your voice is clear.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So sustainable development consideration with the intergenerational inequality means, as the concept is saying, that whatever we have, it should be part of the future generation. So we have to pass on this legacy, that generation to generation, it should be equally divided or equally consumed or used by that generation. Then global cooperation. Many of the challenges related to sustainable development, that as we are facing climate change, as you all know, aware about that, in the NCR region, we are in the month of October, November, from last 4-5 years, we are facing the hazy or the smoky conditions, and which will the impact of the, as the resources said, it may be due to the this part, that parali burning or the burning of the in particular reason or in the particular season of that area. That is the one of the section. Then climate change, that as we discussed about that in the December and January of this season, if we talk about that particular to the Jammu region, we from last 4-5 years we are having a good number of rains, and then snowfall is there. But in this season, this year, in December 23 and January 2024, there is no rain in this season. In fact, there is a shift of 1 month as the record said, that it may be due to the impact of La Nina or El Nino concept. So that climate change also we are normally seeing this type of concept in our day-to-day life activities. Sometimes there is harsh summers, sometimes there is harsh winters. So it is not as per the season or as per the from last 10 to 15 years, there is a shift of all these conditions. There is a climatic shift in the uh, graph. Then biodiversity loss is there. Biodiversity, which is the one of the important part to maintain the ecosystem balance. These are all are the challenges which are giving the hurdles for the sustainable development part. Then to encourage sustainable development, we have to international collaborations and cooperations to meet these challenges at global level. So as the goals which we take in the next few slides, we have discussed the all about the goals, but in the over the 15 years there are 5 areas which need critical importance. That is the 5 P's: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. So as the key principles we have discussed, all these are the given in this figure as is shown in my slides. That people, that if we are focusing on the people, that it should be the end of poverty and hunger in all forms. So to maintain the equality, there is no no differentiation between the that someone has the number of foods to, and one person has the no one has to eat for the day. So this type of inequality should be removed or managed. Then if we go for the planet, we have only one this planet Earth.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. The slide is not moving. It is just stuck to one slide. Global cooperation. So far, we are seeing here.
Oh. Now there is one figure is there with 5 P's.
No, ma'am,
That
it
is
is
still
stick
not-
to slide number 6, I think.
Oh, it's okay. Now it is okay, I think.
Yes, 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 yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So as we are talking about that, 5 P's are there, which we should have to take a great importance in our life. That one is the people. It should not be the biased by the hunger or the poverty part. Then prosperity, ensure prosperous and fulfilling lives in harmony with nature. If we want this center term sustainable development, then 5 P's, these 5 P's are critically reviewed by the every person of on this planet Earth. So peace, partnerships, and planet. Because we have only one planet Earth among all the planets on which life is sustainable, although now we have getting some that 1 or 2 more planets or in a queue कि हम जो है उन पर शिफ्ट हो सकते हैं या वो जो है हमारे लाइफ को सस्टेन कर सकते हैं, पर अभी फुल्ली हम नहीं कह सकते कि वहां पर लाइफ उतनी ही सस्टेन हो पाएगी या सस्टेनेबल पार्ट पर रह पाएगी जितनी कि हमारे इस ग्रीन प्लेनेट अर्थ पर है. Now it's move. Slide I have moved.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No. Now?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I think it is taking 1 or 2 seconds time to move. अब अगर हम बात करते हैं हिस्ट्री ऑफ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की, कि कहाँ से, जैसे मैंने फर्स्ट स्लाइड के इंट्रोडक्शन में कहा कि जो है सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट सेक्शन या सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट टर्म जिस तरह से अभी फ्लोट हो रही है, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो जो है पुराने टाइम में हम बात करें अगर इंडियन कल्चर की, तो वहां पर जो है हम उसको फॉलो नहीं करते थे, वहां भी हम उन चीजों को फॉलो करते थे जो कि सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट के लिए जरूरी है। पर जब हम साइंटिफिक टर्म में या जो है हिस्ट्री ऑन द टर्म्स ऑफ लिटरेचर और द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ लिटरेचर की बात करते हैं, so this is the first conference or report, Brundtland report is there in 1987, which is also known as Our Common Future, published by World Commission on Environment and Development, that is WCED, and chaired by former Norway Prime Minister Gro Harlem Brundtland. On that name that this Brundtland report is published, and which defined as sustainable development means that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It means whatever we have, it is available for the that present time also, and it should be reserved by the that present generation for the future generations. Then second, after the 1987, that Earth Summit is there, which is known as the one of the biggest UN conference on environment and development, UNCED, and also known as Earth Summit, took place in Rio de Janeiro, that is the capital of Brazil. It resulted in the adoption of Agenda 21. Agenda 21 is the blueprint of 21 objectives on the part of environmental protection, in which one is the sustainable development. So this is the second step or second milestone, which is the known to develop the sustainable development with the this section of generations. Next, third is the Kyoto Protocol. I think all of you know or aware about this Kyoto Protocol. It is in 1997, an international treaty which was adopted to address climate change by committing industrialized countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and very particular to CFCs, that is the chlorofluorocarbons, which we have used in the refrigeration part. Then it marked a significant step in addressing environmental sustainability on a global scale. Then fourth one is the Millennium Development Goals. That is in between.
स्लाइड नहीं मूव हो रही मैम.
Now it's move.
Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It is moving.
I think when I go for slide share show, then it's taking a problem, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then fourth milestone is Millennium Development Goals. Is it okay? Visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So Millennium Development Goals in 2000 to 2015, to summarize the all the three events, key events which have on the global scale or global level, that United Nations Millennium Summit established 8 international development goals, with the 7th goal focused particularly on the environmental sustainability. So what are the important objectives of these Millennium Development Goals are that it is a set of 8 international development goals which established following the Millennium Summit of United Nations in 2000. They were designed to address key global challenges by focusing on poverty, hunger, education, gender equality, child mortality, maternal health, infectious diseases, environmental sustainability, and global partnership. Among all these, somehow interrelated, but this is the environmental sustainability is the term which is embedding all the environmental sectors, environmental resources, reserves, means how we can contribute with the sustainable section. So these MDGs were in effect from 2000 to 2015. While there were notable achievements, there were also gaps and areas that needed further attention. And as the MDGs concluded, the international community recognized the need for a more comprehensive or universal framework to address the complex and connected challenges facing the world. So this is the last back step, Millennium Development Goals, which contribute for making the Sustainable Development Goals. So these are the 8 Millennium Development Goals, in which 7.1 is the ensure environmental sustainability. All have the importance in their sections, but this environmental sustainability section is the one of the important part what we are talking on this platform. So now I am on the 12th slide. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So after that Millennium Development Goals, although one World Summit on Sustainable Development Goal in 2002, which is held in Johannesburg, South Africa, to review the progress of the Earth Summit in whatever the steps or objectives or targets we have designed in Earth Summit in 1992. So it resulted in the Johannesburg Plan for implementation, outlining, and commitments to Sustainable Development Goal. In the last slide, in the slide number 10, I have discussed that there is the one Agenda 21 term is there, which means it is a blueprint for the sustainable development in the environmental section. So how we can implement it, what are the outlining commitments for these development goals, these all part designed on this Agenda 21 part section. Then in 2015 term Sustainable Development Goals adopted by the United Nations, and they have set us 17 goals with 169 targets covering a broad range of sustainable development issues, including poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality, clean water, sanitation, affordable and clean energy with alternative energy options or the less amount of greenhouse emissions, climate actions. Then the Paris Agreement is there in 2015 only, which is also known as COP21, that is the 21st conference of the parties on the by the United Nations framework on particular to climate change, which outlines international efforts to limit global temperature increases and address climate change through voluntary commitments by participating countries. So these are the brief overview of key events taken step in the history of sustainable development. So there are, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 key events after which sustainable development goals take a shape. Now we come to the India. How is India contributing or taking the initiatives to achieve these sustainable development? There are National Action Plan on Climate Change. It is launched in 2008, which outlines India's strategy to address climate change. It includes 8 national missions focusing on the areas such as solar energy, energy efficiency, sustainable agriculture, water conservation, and more. Then Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is there, Clean India Mission. Although we all are faculties, so I think there are some coordinators or there's some key event holders are also most of the faculty members as all the universities or institutions participating in this type of events. So it is also one of the great initiative by the Indian government to achieve sustainable development. It is launched in 2014 to achieve cleanliness and sanitation across the country. Then the Smart Cities Mission. It is also known to us that every year that one of the city will be declared as the most cleanest or the smart city, green city by the government of India. Then Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, in which particularly focus on the clean cooking fuel. Instead, on the part of the conventional fuel, we are using that wood logs or the other burning materials for the cooking purposes, for the heating purposes. So that Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana is to particularly belongs to the LPGs to provide the BPL personals or the rural personals for as an alternative for the conventional wood logs and other part. And it is also the green initiative which contributing to reducing indoor air pollution as well as deforestation. And sometimes this indoor air pollution also contributing to the human health, particular to the women section who are involved in the cooking part. So this yojana will be helpful in creating a cure for those sections. Then is National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, that is NMSA. It is a part of the National Action Plan on Climate Change we have discussed in the previous slide, that is launched in 2008, particularly focusing on promoting sustainable agriculture practices, water use efficiency, soil health management, and climate resilient crops. Then the National Rural Livelihoods Mission is launched in 2011, aims to reduce poverty among rural households. It promotes sustainable livelihoods through initiatives such as skill development, financial inclusion, and women's empowerment. In this section, there are in the rural areas that initiation of composting pits, vermicomposting, mushroom cultivation, then how we can clean and green our environment in particular to the rural areas. This is under this scheme. Then is Make in India. It promotes manufacturing and economic growth with a focus on sustainability and innovation, because this initiative encouraged the investment in clean technologies and eco-friendly manufacturing practices, in which mainly focus startups are there, in which we are we on the part of government sector working on this biodegradable plastics, then the clean alternative fuels, just like biodiesel, bioethanol, then blending of biofuel policies are biofuels, bio oil is there. So these are the various initiatives on the part of Indian sector has been in process and progress to contribute to the sustainable development. Then the National Solar Mission. It is the Jawaharlal, also known as Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, launched in 2010 under the 2008 scheme, in which country have to promote the development and use of solar energy because it is one of the free energy. We don't need to pay anyone for this energy. So as if we talk about the geographical location of India, so India has the maximum solar radiation on an yearly basis. If we talk about that, in the year we have 365 days. So if the literature said, or the recent publications said that there are 300 days are available solar energy freely. So it is a free source. We can if we can develop our technologies, or we can promote this mission. So this energy can be utilized for the different various purposes, for water heating, so heat conversion of solar heat to electricity part. Then there are PV panels are there. Then solar water heaters are there. So there are a lot of area or research is going on in this section also. Then one is Clean Ganga Mission, that is Namami Gange. It is launched in 2014. This initiative aims to clean and rejuvenate the Ganga River, and this is one of the main holy river of India among the 14, and it focuses on reducing water pollution, promoting sustainable water management, and ensuring the river's ecological health. Then the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, launched in 2015. This is the Amrit, focuses on, as the name is suggesting, that it is the Amrit. Amrit is the term we are using for the long life and long sustainability, long without any harming to the any surrounding or the any particular. So with this, this particular mission is focusing on urban infrastructure, and it aims to enhance water supply, sewage management, and urban transport while promoting sustainability. On this part, that electric vehicles are there, which is the recently launched in the commercial part. So these, whatever have discussed in previous slides, so these are the Indian initiatives on which part somehow we are contributing, somehow we are trying to contributing for our future generations. So these are the, now come to the sustainable development goals, exact term what we are searching for our livelihood. There are 17 goals with 169 targets that all 191 UN member states have agreed to try to achieve by the 2030 as agenda for sustainable development. As we said that it is evolved from the Millennium Development Goals and aim to address a wide range of global challenges. Then it provide a comprehensive framework for government, business, civil society, and individuals to work together to achieve a more sustainable and equitable world by the year 2030. So this slide number is 20. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam, it is visible.
Yes, yes.
So this is the main development goals, 17 development goals for which we have to focus, or which we have to work ours as per the term what we are saying, that sustainable development goal. So there is some key points which highlight the relationship between MDGs and SDGs. On the part of Millennium Development Goals, there are only 8 sectors which is defined in the that goals, but in SDGs it is expanded to the 17. And among these 17, if we talk about that, 7th MDG is particular belongs to the environmental sustainability. And here in the 17 goals, most of the goals directly or indirectly deals with the environmental section or the environmental security. That if we point wise discuss that, first section is continuity and expansion. SDGs build upon the achievements and lessons learned from the MDGs, but go beyond them by expanding the scope and addressing a broader range of issues, while the Millennium Development Goals focus primarily on social and economic issues. But SDGs integrate social, economic, and environmental dimensions, all the three in the one term, recognizing the interdependence of these aspects. Then second key point is inclusivity and universality. MDGs, that is the Millennium Development Goals, primarily targeted developing countries, but the SDGs are universal and apply to all countries regardless of their level of development. It doesn't differentiate between developing and developed. It is for all the countries which have to follow these SDGs. Then SDGs has a broader scope because it comprises 17 goals. Then integrated approach, all the goals defined in the SDGs, they have the integration to each other, acknowledging an interconnectedness of various challenges. The integration recognizes that progress in one goal can contribute to progress in other. For example, if we talk about I'm going to back. If we talk about the SDG number 13, 14, 15, that is the climate action. 14 is the life below water and 15 is the life on land. So these are somehow interrelated, because if climate change, definitely life below water affected by that. Then that when the 14 is impacted, then there is no possibility or there is no chance that life on land will not affect. So all the goals are interrelated and interconnected to each other. Then long-term vision, the SDGs aim to achieve sustainable development by 2030, providing a longer time frame compared to the MDGs. It is the history of the sustainable development goals. In the previous, we have discussed about the history of sustainable development only. That Rio +20 conferences resulted in the adoption of outcome document titled Future We Want, which expressed the commitment to establishing a process to develop a set of SDGs. Then there are various working groups which working on sustainable development goals. SDGs officially came into effect in January 1st, 2016, and they are designed to guide global efforts over a 15-year period, which will concluding in 2030. So it is a universal call for action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all while promoting peace and partnership. This is the briefing of the each goal I am trying to discuss with all of you. That goal 1, that as the suggestion, as the PPT said, that Goal 1 is belongs to no poverty. So by 2030, eradicate extreme poverty of all people everywhere. Then by 2030, reduce at least by half the proportion of men, women, and children of all ages living in the poverty of in all its dimensions according to national definitions. Ensure that all men and women, in particular to poor and the vulnerable, have equal rights to economic resources as well as access to basic services. Control over land and land forms of property, inheritance, natural resources, appropriate new technologies and financial services, including microfinance. Second goal particular belongs to zero hunger. So it particularly focus on that international level or the global level, whatever the vulnerable situations we have, it should be maintained, or the target, it should be targeted by the different governments as to how we can reduce or complete this task, that no one should be hungry in planet Earth, that nutritional needs of the adolescent girls, pregnant and lactating women and older persons should be targeted. So this particular goal belongs to this section. Then goal number 3 is their good health and well-being. By 2020, reduce the global maternal mortality ratio to less than 70. By 2030, end preventable deaths of newborns and children under 5 years of age, with all countries aiming to reduce neonatal mortality. By 2030, end of epidemics of AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and neglected tropical diseases, and combat hepatitis, waterborne diseases, and other communicable diseases. And by 2030, reduce by 1/3 premature mortality from non-communicable diseases to prevention and treatment, and promote mental health and well-being. Then fourth goal belongs to quality education. So it is on the part of that all girls and boys, all the they should be equitably with the quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and effective learning outcomes. By 2030, ensure equal access for all women and men to affordable and quality technical, vocational, and tertiary education, including university. And by 2030, eliminate gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational training for the vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and children in the vulnerable situations. Then the goal 5, that is the gender equality. In this particularly focus on end all forms of discrimination among all women and girls everywhere. All forms of violence against women and girls in the public and private sphere should be eliminated. Trafficking and sexual and other types of exploitations should be ending. Ensure women's full and effective participation and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels of decision making in political, economic, and public life. Then goal 6, that is the clean water and sanitation. To achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all. Achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, and open defecation, paying special attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations. Improve water quality by reducing pollution, eliminating dumping, and minimizing release of hazardous chemicals and materials. In this section, that with this SDGs, Environmental Protection Act is also amended, and as per the requirement, there are a list of contaminants which should not be disposed of in the surrounding water bodies, that all industries should have their ETPs. Then after, they have to dispose of their infected wastewater or contaminated with wastewater. It should it should be treated before the discharge in the surroundings. So there are different policies and laws are there, which should also comes or deals with the sustainable development goals. Then the affordable and clean energy. By 2030, ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services. Increase sustainability, the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix. Double the global rate of improvement in energy efficiency. Then we have to focus on the clean energy technologies, just like the biohydrogen, biogas, biofuel, biodiesel, bio-oil. Then there are you are also aware that in 2000 recently government of India announces the this in G20 level in G20 work conference. Our honorable prime minister have launches that bioenergy policy, in which blending of oil is commercialized, and there are also vehicles are also in the market on which are working on the hybrid mode, means they are can run on the petrol, diesel, and then also blended oil also can be used for as a fuel, as a transportation fuel. It comes under the bioenergy policy. Then goal number 8 belongs to decent work and economic growth. Then goal number 9 belongs to industry, innovation, and infrastructure, which particularly focus on the promote sustainable industrialization with the in the line of the national circumstances, and double its share in least developed countries, increase the access of small scale industrial and other enterprises for the developing countries. Then is goal number 10, reduced inequalities, particularly focused to reduce inequalities on the part of irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin and religion, or economic and other statuses. Then sustainable cities and communities are there. In the goal number 11, particularly focus on that. Which particularly focuses or enhances inclusive and sustainable urbanization and capacity for participatory, integrated, and sustainable human settlements, planning and management in all countries. It also ensure access for all adequate, safe, and affordable housing and basic services, and upgrade slums. So this all comes under goal number 11. Then goal number 12, it is a responsible consumption and production, in which sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources is there. As we all know that we have the reserves of coal, oil, petroleum, and natural gas. If we are using it as per the in proportion of the population growth, then one day will come that that resources will be dim de- it come decreased. Day by day it is decreasing, so we have to search for new alternative energy sources or new resources which we can coordinate on the traditional ones. So research is going on how we can coordinate with the or change the memento of the conventional to the modern one. It is also that achieve the environmentally sound management of chemicals and all wastes throughout their life cycle in accordance with agreed international frameworks, significantly reduce their release to air, water, and soil in order to minimize their adverse impacts on human health and the environment. Then goal number 13 is there, particularly belongs to climate action, because it is one of the prime and important goal, belongs to the sustainability of the human being on this planet Earth. It focuses on how to strengthen and resilience and the climate related hazards and natural disasters in all countries, integrate climate change measures into national policies, strategies, and planning. It focuses on how to improve education, awareness raising, and human and institutional capacity on climate change mitigation. Then goal number 14 is there, life below water. As we said that all goals are interrelated. So it should be, if we focus on this particular goal, it is with the objective of how to prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, so that not impact on the marine biodiversity, which is a very important part for this planet Earth. As if we talk about the coral reefs, that is the one of the fragile ecosystem of the biodiversity. It is very sensitive for their changes in the
आवाज नहीं आ रही मैम.
water quality. Little bit slight change in the water pH or the water temperature directly impacts
Slide is not moving.
directly destroy this
मैम आपकी वॉइस जो है फ्लक्चुएट कर रही है.
This is breaking.
नेटवर्क इशू.
fragile ecosystem, that is the coral reef. So life below water is very important also.
You can't see the next slide, madam.
Hello, am I audible?
You are audible, but slides are not moving.
Yes, madam.
Till the goal 14 is still on display.
Okay, actually some network has been lost, that's why maybe.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Now it's okay, madam.
Okay.
Goal number 15. No.
Yeah, goal number 14 is we are discussing.
Okay.
That is life below water.
Okay, madam.
Should I move to the next one or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then next is goal 15, that is life on land. It particularly belongs to conservation, restoration, and sustainable use of terrestrial and inland freshwater ecosystems and their services, in particular forest, wetland, mountains, and rhinelands, in line with obligation under international agreements. Promote the implementation of sustainable management of all types of forest. By 2030, combat desertification, restore degraded land and soil, including land affected by desertification, drought, and floods. And by 2030, ensure the conservation of mountain ecosystems, including their biodiversity, in order to enhance their capacity to provide benefits that are essential for sustainable development. Next is goal number 16, that is peace and justice strong with the strong institutions. The motto of to reduce all forms of violence and related death rates everywhere, and abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and all forms of violence against torture of children. By 2030, significantly reduce illicit financial and armed flows, substantially reduce corruption and bribery in all their forms, ensure responsive, inclusive, participatory, and representative decision making at all levels. Then the goal number 17, the last one, it particularly belongs to partnership for the goals. How we can strengthen domestic resource mobilization, including through international support to develop countries to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collection. Developed countries to implement fully their official development assistance commitments, including the commitment by many developed countries to achieve the target at gross level, to contribute in the gross national income to developing countries, then mobilize additional financial resources for developing countries from multiple sources. So this all is the brief about all the goals which are defined in the Agenda 21 blueprint of the Sustainable Development Goal. So how these relation or interrelated with the biodiversity? As the term defined, that biodiversity is the diversity of life on Earth. It is the variety and variability among living organisms from all sources. Whatever the abiotic components we have, atmosphere, land, that is hydrosphere, lithosphere, or biosphere, all have the individual types of diverse microbes, diverse organisms, diverse higher organisms, different type of plants are there. So each system has its own individual or indigenous type of diversity. So biodiversity includes not only the millions of different species on Earth, it also consists of specific genetic variations and traits within the species, as well as various type of different ecosystems, marine and terrestrial, in which human societies live and on which they depend, such as coastal areas, forest, wetland, grassland, mountains, and deserts. If we don't have the development goals, or we have the ecosystem with unsustainability, then it directly impacts the human well-being, which if human well-being is disturbed, then it directly impacts the biodiversity of that particular system. If biodiversity is weak, or there is less or loss in biodiversity, it directly impacts the weak magnitude and stability of ecosystem functions and services. That trophic level has been disturbed, energy flow in the ecosystem has been disturbed. Then there are different, if we go for example, that there are different birds. If we go for the food chain, food web, if we talk about that, these food chains, food web of the every ecosystem or each ecosystem, if there is disturbance in due to the environmental condition or climate changes, it directly impact the biodiversity. Similarly, but if we have the sustainable development goals, which is requirement of in the present scenario, on the part of the resource conservation, on the part of the biodiversity conservation, on the part of the planet Earth conservation, we should follow these sustainable development goals. Otherwise, there is a mismanage in the ecosystem, which directly, indirectly impact the human being. So if we need a strong magnitude and stability of ecosystem functions and services, we have to conserve or protect our biodiversity. So it It provides regulatory support. And what is the importance on that part? That is, it is essential for sustainable development and human well-being. It provides certain regulatory supporting and provisioning services, including majorly the provision of food, fiber, and water. It mitigates and provides
Voice is not clear. There is no voice.
Yes.
Actually, there is some connectivity problem. I think ma'am will join us soon. I think ma'am is not in the room. Okay. She will join us soon.
Okay, sir.
Connectivity.
There is issue of connectivity. She is trying to join again.
oh, so sorry. I just now it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. No, you join.
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
sir.
Yeah,
Okay, ma'am.
continue. It's should I share again?
Slide, sir.
That,
Continue, madam.
yeah. Now it's continue.
Okay.
I have shared the slides.
Yes, visible, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Is
They
it
are
visible?
visible.
Is it
They are
visible?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Visible, ma'am.
ओके इससे पहले मैंने जो है ये चीज मुझे एक्चुअली पता नहीं चला किस टाइम डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ. आई हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट स्ट्रेटजिक प्लान फॉर बायोडाइवर्सिटी विद द 20 आईटी बायोडाइवर्सिटी टारगेट्स. ये हमने मतलब आप लोगों से डिस्कस हुआ, मतलब आपने देखा या नहीं देखा ये वाली स्लाइड?
Yes, we have seen it, ma'am.
No, not seen.
So there are
only importance of biodiversity slide was seen. That one is not seen.
Okay. Then it is not okay. Then after the this importance of biodiversity, then a strategic plan for biodiversity has been formulated in 2011 with the 20 Aichi biodiversity targets, which is adopted by the United Nations in the global policy with the global policy framework for biodiversity conservation. So many elements of the 2030 agenda and its SDGs have been drawn from this strategic plan and the Aichi biodiversity targets. So these are the Aichi biodiversity targets, very particular to the Sustainable Development Goal. In this Aichi target 3, it belongs to incentives including subsidies harmful to biodiversity eliminated, phased out, or reformed in order to minimize or avoid negative impacts. And Aichi target 4, it belongs to keep the impacts of use of natural resources well within safe ecological limits. These Aichi targets, this table is showing how they are directly or indirectly deals with the SDGs. SDGs 13, 14, 15, then 2. I think you are visible to see the numbers that SDGs 2, 12, 14 belongs to Aichi target 3. 8, 9, 10, 12 belongs to Aichi target 4. SDG 13, 14, 15 belongs to Aichi target 5. Means loss of all habitats at least halved and where feasible brought close to zero, degradation and fragmentation significantly reduced. Aichi target 3, 6 is particularly focused on fisheries have no significant adverse impact on threatened species and vulnerable ecosystems, which directly or indirectly belongs to 2, 12, and 14 number of sustainable development goals. Then target 8 is there. It particularly belongs to pollution from excess nutrients brought to level, particular to the ecosystems, function and biodiversity. So it deals with the 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 14, 15 of SDGs. So it is a list which is mentioning that how the different Aichi biodiversity targets and their elements related to the SDGs. That is the 17 SDGs we have discussed in the previous slides. So as the relationship showed that if we talk about the sustainable development goals, we should have talked about also the biodiversity, because SDGs for healthy biodiversity, it is the direct relationship in that. It includes targets that reflect their important role and importance to achieve. Role of biodiversity in healthy ecosystem is thus reflected not only SDG 14 and 15, but also in many other goals and targets. If we talk about critical biodiversity dependencies, so SDGs for 2 on zero hunger, because all the food and food what we are getting the resources in terms of from the natural ecosystems belongs to zero hunger, SDG 2. So this figure also showing that that there what are the different SDGs we have. It directly belongs to healthy biodiversity. As we have already discussed these points, so I am skipping. So for the goals to be reached, everyone needs to do their part. That individual, business and organization sectors, government sectors, international corporations. These are the policy stakeholders on the part of Indian government. That Niti Aayog, which is coordinating and overseeing the implementation of SDGs. Prime Minister is the chairperson of Niti Aayog. Then Ministry of Stats and Program Implementation, Ministry of External Affairs, Finance Ministry, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, other central ministries, state governments, civil society organizations, resource institutions, NGOs. These are particular all the stakeholders for SDGs in India. This is also again the briefing of the different initiatives on the Indian part, particular belong to SDGs, working under the heading of particular SDGs. So 2030 agenda and stakeholder engagement said that it is important to both the individual part or government sector part that we have to implement and remove the steps or remove the gaps which are in between the implementation and challenges. Then only we can save our environment or save our biodiversity. So this all about thank you for the listeners, audience. So if you have any query and questions, I welcome all that.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful talk. Audience, if you have any queries, any questions, you can ask. No. Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am, and good afternoon to all the participants. On behalf of all of you, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Professor Richa Kothari, for sharing her insights on the critical topic of sustainable development. Throughout her enlightening address, Professor Kothari articulately navigated through the
Connectivity is gone.
Sir,
Connectivity problem.
yes, there
Yeah,
is
connectivity problem is there again. Voice is you are not audible, Dr. Kaleem.
Richa ma'am, please share your first and second slides. I don't have.
First and second slide.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I don't know the topic of the lecture.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
visible.
Yes,
Thanks.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The second one.
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay, good. Thanks.
So if any question and queries, I am happy to answer that.
Now time is over. All has been mentioned very clearly. So I don't think any questions.
Okay, then thank you. Should I leave, Dr. Kaleem?
Karim sir is not connect.
Yeah, it is not good. So goodbye to all, and wish you a good luck for your successful this FDP. Presently, I am is professor in Central University of Jammu. If anyone come to Jammu, then anyone contact to me.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
madam.
ma'am.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you, madam.
Sure, madam. Sure. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
It was a very informative presentation.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, because I will try to do, because it is a very versatile group of your
Thank
all
you,
the
ma'am.
candidates.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
बोलिए.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Can
sir.
hear you.
I'm taking this connection from Dr. Ahmed Masood Khan's, and I'm going. Ma'am is there, or ma'am has left?
Madam has left, I think.
Ma'am has left.
Madam has just left.
Okay. So with this, if you have any things related to your assignments, you can ask. No.
Sir, I have got the assignment in the class Google Classroom. So there has been instructed that we need to upload the link of the video. So what type of video, sir? It is a video in the screen, or that means video in the video recorded from the screen of the laptop, or what type of actually? Please confirm.
It's maybe audio or video. You need to have a presentation of the topics that you have been given, and you just need to record that particular video.
Okay.
And then to upload the same in the Google Classroom.
And sir, what is the last date? Last date is not mentioned.
26.
I think it has.
It has been mentioned Monday.
26 February.
26 is the last date. I think it's mentioned in the Google Classroom in the instruction section.
Sir, if I record the video and keep the video in my Google Drive, then share the link of the Google Drive, then it will be okay.
Yes, you can do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, dear participants, with this we are going to close today's session, and we will meet again tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp with another speakers that will give the tomorrow's lectures. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.